Okay, so I reviewed the Quine video I was watching. I'm watching a Quine video on YouTube here. And here's the thought I was thinking, the point I was making to myself, I guess. He brings up necessity things, circular definitions, and then he says necessarily all brothers are brothers, and then necessarily all brothers are male siblings. He says you have to have some notion allowing us to replace terms which are cognitively synonyms. But that was the very term we were trying to define. That takes us back to the drawing board. So I'm thinking of this differently. If you bring in language learning and like I don't know, like computer programming, you really define everything, right? So I'm just wondering if he's not defining enough here, because when you when you when you pick apart, see those aren't. I think, is he trying to say those are the same thing? I'm saying those, when you define this, these are not. The way I would think about it is, okay, you have the term brother. Now, a brother and then our male siblings. So, okay, go to the term male. When you look at the term male, you define everything that would be defined as male, like anatomy or genetics. And then you go to the term sibling. You define everything that makes someone a sibling. I guess either have the same father or mother or both. So you're either half siblings or full siblings. So full siblings, you have the same father, mother, you grew in the same mother. So really what I see this as is just like the way of defining things. And brother is this term that is like a capstone to both male and sibling. I don't see them as synonyms. When you actually, I see brother as a term that kind of encompasses them both, and you can use one term for both male and sibling definitions. So again, everything that's a male and a sibling, everything that's male and everything that's sibling. I can see what he's saying. Your mind can float into this idea that it's all the same thing. But again, back to computer science or language learning, when you use that term brother, it'd be like maybe like a tree graph or something, where the way you define brother is you have to figure out what a male is, because a brother is a male, right? You figure out what male is, you figure out what sibling is, and a male sibling is a brother. So it's like one term, you use all this male definition, use all this sibling definition, and then you use one term for the whole thing. But until you know or have defined male, or until you know or have defined sibling, what's the point of the term brother? Now, another thought, in like culture, you can say brother of other definitions too. Like someone's your brother, they're not necessarily, maybe they're male. I mean, you can get into the idea if they're male or not, but maybe they're not even, don't even have to be your sibling. Like brother or brotherly love concept amongst humans is not necessarily just someone who's a genetic brother or from the same parents or mother or womb. So you're really getting into, I think, a lot of language ideas and stuff, but this text I'm reading on YouTube, this thing where it says they're cognitively synonyms. Well, how are they cognitively synonyms? I mean, you've lived your whole life with these terms, but if you're a foreign student or defining exactly a foreign language who had no idea what that term meant, I think you just have to map it out with all the details of male and sibling, and then that brother puts those terms together. Actually, they're not exact. I just don't think they're exactly cognitive. If you look at it that way, they're not exactly cognitively synonyms. Again, yes, if you know those terms already, I think they just haze together in your mind as if they are cognitive synonyms, but I don't think they're actually probably not cognitively synonyms. So maybe this is deconstructing this. What is this, Quine? Oh, deconstructing Quine a little bit and analyzing Quine a little bit. But any thoughts? Put them in comments. Suppose if I was a snazzy YouTube creator, I could create a media presentation with little charts and graphics and all this stuff. Replace terms which are cognitively synonyms. I just don't buy it. I don't buy that brother is a circular definition of a very term we are trying to define for male and sibling. Again, I think you can bring all this stuff to bear on male. You can bring all this stuff to bear on what is a sibling. And this brother term is a term that unites those two, uses one term that is united multiple terms of male and sibling. It's a one capstone term, pinnacle term that has all these roots of male and sibling. I don't think that should be seen as circular necessarily. The way he must be thinking of that as circular is like his whole life he's known what a brother is, and in his mind it's just the same thing as a male sibling or something. And then that would induce you to agree with him, but I think if you stick to this foreign, like imagine you're a foreign language learner, you've never learned these terms before. I think it really would be a definition graph. Like again, it'd be like computer programming, but you program in what a male is, you program in what a sibling is, and then use this brother term as the pinnacle of the roots of this system of definition, really.